Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Gulls Field at Pagattle Park here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. We're glad you're with us for tonight's ball game, the Weyburn Beavers against your Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Summer lingers in the air, in the sound, open skies, worn boots, one more night before it's gone. Gulls summer send-off.
The Gulls take game one.
And he's looking for the strikeout to put an exclamation point on this series, and he does.
And for the first time in franchise history, the Sylvan Lake Gulls head to the WCBL championship. There will be a new WCBL champion this season.
That's got a chance.
Or a home
Where
run.
is it going?
Good
is it
night.
Enough? Yes, it does. Marcus Abelhosen with the walk-off homer.
The Sylvan Lake Gulls have got the dog off their back. They are headed to the WCBL championship final with an 8-4 win.
After celebrating a win on Canada's birthday, the Gulls fly home to welcome the country's national animal, the Beavers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Gulls Baseball on FloCollege, brought to you by Visit Sylvan Lake. I'm Cale Clark. That's Scott Stimpson. Just as we get ready to tee up for this pregame show live in the Gulls Nest, Sylvan Lake Gulls welcome the Weyburn Beavers for the first and only time this season for a pair of games over the next couple of nights. Scott, the Gulls went from small ball on Tuesday night, smart base running, to clearly the long ball yesterday on Canada Day down in Okotoks.
Yeah, the Gulls, they've been able to win games however they want. Like you said, small ball, big ball, it doesn't matter. They'll win games. And yesterday was a highlight. There was 5 home runs in that game, and it started right from the hop. First pitch, yard.
And it was from the newcomer, Nathan Hopkins. His first bat And first team, like, it's just something that you would only write up in a movie maybe, especially at Siemens Stadium when you got a pretty big crowd in the Okotoks Dogs loyal fan base. But good to see that they got that big win, 9-6 over their arch rivals. The Beavers, however, they come into tonight's game on a 2-game heater themselves with back-to-back wins over Energy City and 5-5 in their last 10. They've looked like a pretty dangerous team so far this year out in the East and have pulled off some pretty big upsets over Saskatoon and Moose Jaw, just to name a couple. So they currently sit third in the East Division. They're not going to be an easy test tonight.
No, they're not, and we've seen what teams do on their big road trips. The Gulls, they started to get a few wins together, and this is what the Beavers are looking to do as they swing through Alberta this week.
So we talk about how Nathan Hopkins obviously getting his huge debut with the Sylvan Lake Gulls yesterday, going 2 for 5 at the plate. Of course, he hits that solo homer to lead things off, and that would stand as his only RBI on the season, but still pretty good and promising stuff you're seeing from this new guy. But how about a bat that has never been hotter in the Sylvan Lake Gulls dressing room right now, and that is Elijah Hamill coming into tonight's game. 3 straight games he has had a homer. He has gone 9 for 14 in his last at-bats. You know, he's driven in a few RBIs, 4 to be exact, and then he's come around to score 5 different times. He's a guy that's finally heating up as a veteran for this Gulls lineup.
Yeah, Elijah Hamill, he can do no wrong lately, and he's also defensively been very solid in center field as well, so it's nice to see that the bat has picked up. Hopefully we see 4 straight games with a dinger from him.
So we're going to turn to our attention now for the pitcher that's starting for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as they make their way to the mound, and there he is right there, number 27, and that is our pitching winner leader, Bryson Leach, with 2 wins on the season so far, and what a season he has had so far as well, as he has got 3 starts, 2-2. He's got 22 innings of work, the most innings as a pitcher for the Sylvan Lake Gulls pitching staff. He's got a 4.5 ERA, and he's got 18 strikeouts in his name. So pretty good stuff there. The batters that he is going to have to face to come into this lineup to start this ball game will be number 3, Hugh Montgomery, number 8, Joe Maddle, and number 15, Ryan Dauphiny. The 1-2-3 hitters, Montgomery, center fielder, Maddle, left fielder, and Dauphiny, who is playing second base. And rounding out the batting order in the Beavers lineup will be Owen Mayencourt. So a couple Mayencourt brothers in this lineup tonight as well. That's something that we've kind of noticed here ahead of tonight's game that kind of stand out to us. Anybody else that maybe kind of stands out to you, Scotty?
On the Beaver side of things, or just in general?
Side, yeah.
Beaver side of things. I would say yes, the brothers are definitely a standout there. We got Braden at third base, and then Owen, he's catching for the Beavers, and they've got a pretty solid team all around, so I'm excited to see what they do. They've got obviously a strong outfield, as they've got the first 2 hitters that are center field and left field, so it's going to be interesting to see that dynamic play out tonight.
Ryan Dauphiny leading this team in batting average at .333 coming into the game, and he's going to be the number 3 hitter in this lineup for the Beavers. So definitely a Beavers team, like you mentioned, is some team that can play hard against teams. They've obviously shown that against Energy City. Now, last night, as the first pitch comes in, that's a strike, a great start for Bryson Leach. Last night, Beavers get down. They go up 3-0. Then they get down 7-3 before climbing their way back in the 7th, scoring 4 runs in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and 2 more in the 9th to just squeak by Energy City with a 10-9 final. What a wild finish and a wild game it was last night for the Weyburn Beavers.
That's a roller coaster of a game, and for the Gulls, it's going to be important. If they get out to a lead, they got to be able to close out, because you don't want a team like that sneaking up behind you for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Bryson Leach quickly up in the count, 1-2 to start this ball game. You are watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege with Cale Clark, Scott Stimson in the Gulls Nest. Great to have you tuning in on your Thursday night. What a beautiful night it is, and what a beautiful pitch that was for a strikeout on the first batter faced for the Sylvan Lake Gulls and Bryson Leach.
Yeah, hot start here for Bryson Leach through the kitchen sink right there to Hugh Montgomery. Caught him swinging away at that one, and good start. First out, first batter.
Again, that'll bring up Joe Maddle, the left fielder, and he's hitting pretty good. .294 coming into today, 15 RBIs, 4 homers, and he fouls that one off. In fact, he leads this team with home runs at 4. He's the home run leader for the Beavers. So some heavy bats to have to face to start this ball game. Infield playing pretty deep on him as that second pitch comes in, catching the strike zone for 0-2 on Joe Maddle. And let's take a look at how deep everybody is in that outfield and infield. Yeah, you got all the infielders pretty deep, except, of course, the third baseman, who is Joey Marino, playing a little shallow on the corner. And it is a strikeout again to start this game. Back-to-back strikeouts. Bryson Leach like, all right, I'll take care of business here tonight. And a great pitch there, just catching that outside corner. And, yeah, that's a pretty good start if you're a Leach.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe there's something to this summer weather that we're finally having.
Yeah.
Beautiful day here in Sylvan Lake. A lot of blue skies, and might be helping Leach feel things out. Back-to-back Ks to start this game.
Definitely helps.
Wheeling and dealing.
Not having that ball being slippery for the first time in a long time. I mean, they had good weather last night, too.
Yes.
Got to talk to Andrew Parks, the assistant coach for the Gulls, and he said, yeah, gorgeous night last night down in Okotoks. And, of course, helps when you win, too, 9-6. And Bryson Leach is just finding the zone right now. 0-2, just like that, quickly. He's only thrown one ball.
Yeah.
And that was the second pitch of the game. Since then, it's been all strikes. And this one hit on the ground right to Gavin Roy, which will be a pretty good, easy routine play to Turner in time. And yeah, how about that? 3 up, 3 down inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, but in great part due to, of course, number 27. This guy, Bryson Leach, finding the zone early and getting ahead of batters just like that, striking 2 out to get things going. Gulls coming to bat.
Summer lingers in the air, in the sound, open skies, worn boots. One more night before it's gone. Gulls summer send-off.
Weyburn Beavers turning to their leading ERA pitcher with 0 runs earned. And he's had 7 innings of work this year so far. And he's done a pretty good job. 5 strikeouts on the season as well. Only given up 5 hits, but no runs. So he's going to look to shut down a very hot offensive team this year in the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And he's going to have to face the number 1 hitter, leadoff hitter, Gavin Roy, Michael Quick, Joey Marino, scheduled 1, 2, 3 batters, and he got the hot bat following up after that. Number 4, Elijah Hamill. Maddox Shaver also has a really good bat. Tyler Graves also can hit a long ball. Reese Sherman leading the team in average, and Gavin Roy first pitch swinging right to the ground on main court, and he makes the throw, or sorry, that's Trevor Dale, shortstop, making the throw in time for out number 1.
Aggressive out of the gates here for Gavin Roy. First pitch, first swing, and grounds it over to short for Trevor Dale. And a little bit of a bouncer that Gurney had to absorb, but records the out for the Beavers, and it's 1 away. And considering who's in the lineup tonight, it's kind of going to be important to have a similar start that Bryson Leach had, just go 3 up, 3 down.
Absolutely. I mean, you got some really good at-bats coming down the stretch here at you in the Sylvan Lake Gulls. I mean, this has got to be, you know, one of the stronger offensive teams that we have seen in a while. They are really putting it all together right now, and the closing in on the midpoint of the season already, which is crazy.
Yes.
I think we were talking about it with our production manager, Calvin Bellows, and he was, he was like, you blink, it feels like we're still in the start of the season, and here we are almost halfway through as Michael Quick lifts this into the right field for Austin Boylan to circle underneath of it and make the catch for out number 2. So very similarly to the Sylvan Lake Gulls defense, pretty good start for the Weyburn Beavers here tonight.
Yeah, not getting it done with strikeouts, but 4 pitches and 2 outs. That's a pretty solid start. You're going to get some efficiency there, and you can see why he went 7 innings in his last game.
Absolutely. So Joey Marino will step into the plate. Good to see him back in the lineup. He's playing third tonight, and he hits this pretty hard. Deep right field, going all the way back to the wall, and it's out of here. That ball got up, and it went for a ride. Joey Marino drives in run number 1 with a solo homer, and the home run train continues for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
The Gulls are soaring, as that's a home run to start things out here. Third batter for the Gulls, and it goes yard. And now we'll see if maybe they can get back-to-back jacks. But look at this swing. Nice, full, and it's just an opposite field home run. It was tracking all the way back. The right fielder, Austin Boylan, trying to catch it, but ran out of real estate as the fence got in the way.
That was beautiful. And here's a guy that can also do that. He's coming in with, like we said in the pregame show, 3 straight games with a home run himself. Elijah Hamill, his bat is red hot right now, and this is a guy you did not want to face at any point. But he takes that one for a strike. 1-1 the count to Hamill.
I was thinking earlier that this is probably a guy that they don't want anyone on base before. But
that's true.
They probably would rather see him in the second inning than continuing on this first.
Yeah. Absolutely, because the guy can do damage with one swing.
And that was a first pitch swing as well for Marino. That's twice that they've tried to put the ball in play right away.
Yeah. Well, we saw that last night against the Okotoks Dogs. Aggressive, attacking the pitcher right out the gate. And Elijah Hamill hits this on the ground foul just right of the first baseline. But, that was the key for the newcomer. And, and that's just kind of what happened for, of course, the Sylvan Lake Gulls, is they got things going right out of the gate. And Nathan Hopkins wasted no time. First pitch swinging, and it was a homer in Siemens Stadium. And Elijah Hamill turns on this, but this popped up pretty high in the air. It's not just going to keep coming down, and the right fielder's got to run in on it. That's Austin Boylan to make his second out of the inning. But the Sylvan Lake Gulls, they do get one, and it's thanks to the big shot from Joey Marino over the right field wall that will get the Gulls on the board early. 1-0.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Have you ever wondered if there's one thing that connects people from across our province? Something that connects the coffee shop to the spray park, or the brewery to the rodeo, the campground to the sports field. It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is, and it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Gulls Field on a gorgeous Thursday evening here in central Alberta. The Sylvan Lake Gulls lead it over the Weyburn Beavers 1-0. Great start defensively and offensively for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. What a night it has been so far for them. Just 1-0 score, but defensively, you couldn't ask for a better outing. 2 strikeouts for Bryson Leach. What a start he has had so far early in this ballgame. He's going to face Braden Maincourt to start things off, the third baseman. And Maincourt gets a pretty good hold of this. It's going towards the foul line. It's going to stay fair, though, right to the left fielder. And a nice, easy catch from Michael Quick to settle underneath of it for out number 1.
Yeah, another aggressive attack here, as they saw what the Gulls did. They did some damage on the first pitches, so why not try it? If you're facing a pitcher who's throwing strikes, you got to swing at some point, so may as well do it right away.
So that'll bring up the Fremont, California kid, Anthony Cortez, who goes to Eastern New Mexico University. He's the DH tonight. Cortez takes pitch number 1 for a ball. And that's the most balls that Bryson Leach has thrown consecutively, 2 in a row. We're in the second inning, second batter.
That's how dialed in he's been to start this game.
Catches down low on that one. 2-1. And another swing and a miss. Strike number 2. Let's take a look at our umpires tonight, Scott. Over at third, we got Clayton Wandler. At first, Don Buskus. He's the crew chief. And at home plate, Scott, who do we got?
You're my Peter Wall.
Love it. Nailed it. We'll be here all night, folks. Hope you enjoy it.
That's the
enjoy
only
the
time
broadcast.
I'm going to karaoke on here, I think.
I hope so. For everybody listening's sake, let's hope so.
The jokes don't write themselves. I write them.
And this is turned on pretty good, but it's going to be foul just over the Gulls bullpen as one of the pitchers takes cover. Kind of sarcastically, that is. He knew it was going over, but covered his head just to be safe, of course. Don't know how much that would have done. That would have still hurt probably. Anthony Cortez still a full count now, and he gets a little bit of wood on that, but just trickles foul, and he's a little frustrated with himself. A little bit of body language being shown down there at the home plate.
Yeah, when you just miss a pitch like that and then you get a tapper and it goes foul and you're just missing again, and can understand why he's a little frustrated.
And, I mean, this is the most of a challenge that Bryson Leach has had all night, being a full count now. And he gets the walk. So a good bat by Anthony Cortez, good plate appearance, and he works it to a full count, takes the walk to get the Beavers' first runner on base for the game. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's not going out to the world. Sorry. We had our production guy was playing Wonderwall in our ears from Oasis. I thought maybe that was over the air, but trust me, the real version sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
But I love the intent. It was great. It
Yep.
was such a good tie-in. I mean, you had to.
Yes.
It was very clever. I got to give you that. Full clever props to you, my friend.
It was the first thing that I thought of when I saw who was umping tonight.
And
Also helps that his name was the top of the list, too.
Yeah, true. We don't see Peter Wall here very often at Gulls Field, so it's kind of nice to see some new umpires. As you know, that's a few nights in a row now. We've seen a pretty good rotation of new umpires.
Yeah, last game was, what, 2 out of 3 were first-timers, or at least haven't been here very often?
2 of the 3 of first-timers, from my recollection. And one of them being a current NHL referee, which is pretty neat.
There's a few umpires in this league that are multi-sport guys. Like, we highlighted one a week or 2 ago that was basically a Hall of Fame referee.
Yeah, that's Chris Hartley.
Yes.
And he's the guy that organizes all the umpires in all of the WCBL. And this ball is hit pretty well to deep right field. Going back is Charlie Collins making the catch as he takes a few steps back and makes it look pretty easy for out number 2. So, I mean, you got a no field like that, and you got a pitcher doing his thing. I mean, going to be hard to get anybody on base for the Weyburn Beavers.
Yeah, you got to work your way on, and that's how we've seen it, just the one walk issued so far.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Trevor Dale. And Dale comes from West Valley City, Utah. Goes to the University of Colorado. Dale coming in, he's hitting an average at about 195. He's got 8 RBIs, 2 homers, and 8 hits on the season. And he fouls that back. Great crowd for this Thursday night as well, Scott. I got to say, it's great to see people finally getting out to actually enjoy the weather.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The fans have still been showing up regardless.
Oh, yeah.
The Gulls have been doing a really good draw on crowds lately, but it's so nice to see fans finally be rewarded for, a beautiful night at the ballpark.
Yes, it helps that, school's out, kids are ready to watch some ball games, stay up late. Sun doesn't set till the next day basically anyways.
And this ball hit hard on the ground to Tyler Graves, who will flip it over to Gavin Roy in time for out number 3. So Sylvan Lake Gulls only with the 1 walk in that inning, 1 base runner, no hits, no runs. They'll come to the bat at the bottom of 2 when we come back.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
One 0 Sylvan Lake Gulls lead it over the Weyburn Beavers here in the bottom of 2. Gulls looking to add to the lead with their designated hitter leading things off, Maddox Shaver. And then you got Tylen Graves and Reese Sherman, the scheduled batters, to come to the plate. But Maddox Shaver hitting .362 coming into tonight, 16 RBIs, leads the team with 6 homers. And he's got 25 hits on the summer so far. Pretty good. Pretty good numbers.
Yep,
when you say them out loud, when you read them on paper,
a few of those,
you look at them.
A few of those definitely in the top 10 in the league as well.
Yep.
Pretty solid bat, that's for sure.
Oh, and he gets a little bit of an off speed coming in that fools him. And he goes around swinging. He's down 0-2 right now. Good pitch there by Maddox Day. And Shaver turns on it, connects on it pretty good, but right to the left fielder, Joe Medill will make the play and make the catch for out number 1. Pretty good win on that ball, just lined it right to the left fielder. Didn't have to move very far.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a hanging curve there that Shaver saw. The first one fooled him completely, but it was a really solid pitch.
Yep.
And the second one just didn't quite have that same movement, and that allowed Shaver to really time it up, but not quite send it far enough. Just be allowed out to left field.
That'll bring up Tylen Graves, shortstop, who made that play to end the top half of this inning. And this is where, guys start to talk a little bit. They kind of, okay, we've seen the first pitch now. We've had a first, plate appearance with this pitcher on the mound. And Tylen Graves sends a nice looper into shallow left center field for a base hit. But, with guys that maybe have trouble seeing this pitcher, they're probably communicating to the next guy in line saying, okay, this is what I saw. Be ready for it. He likes to throw this off-speed curve at you. He likes to drop into the zone. And that may have helped Tylen Graves on that exact play.
Yeah, you're seeing the curveball a lot more often now and going back-to-back pitches. And you see the first one and go, okay, this is what we're looking at. Maybe I'll barrel up the next one.
And Sherman barrels up this pretty good. It's high, it's flying all the way to right field and just foul. That ball kept going. It's looking like anything up in the air going to right field really carries tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got that nice summer heat that was kind of helping lift the ball out a little bit. There's not much for a breeze. You can feel it, but that's about it. It's not really going to affect the ball too much.
That did not miss by much.
I think it's the heat more than anything that's really allowing things to change because it's being so wet here.
Yeah.
you really got to hammer it to get it out.
And the air has been cool.
Yep.
But it's definitely a lot more humid and warm, and Sherman lifts this straight up the middle, right to second base. They try to turn the double play, and they will. Great play there by the Weyburn Beavers. They get a base hit, but then they make a nice double play to end the inning and escape any pressure that the Sylvan Lake Gulls were starting to pile on. It is a 1-0 Gulls lead. When we come to the top of the third, we'll be back.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Yo, you going?
Yes.
Can I join you guys? All right, let's go.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Game just rolling along here on this gorgeous Thursday night. A lot quicker than what we saw on Tuesday night, Scott. And I think the crowd is a lot happier with the outcome tonight has given us than what we saw just a couple nights ago here at Gulls Field.
Yeah, you're trading in the rain jackets for the sunscreen tonight. Because, boy, you could burn out on that berm tonight. There's some heat.
Absolutely.
It's nice to feel. We haven't felt that since, what, May?
Yeah, I would agree. And out of all guys to burn, it'd be you out there that'd be layering up in that sunscreen, because we know how well you do in the sun. At least I do. And I know the production crew does also know how, they also do know how well I, stay in the sun, because I may have shown up with a little bit of a lobster face on a broadcast last year, and they didn't let me hear the end of it. I believe Calvin and the team, they bought me a big bottle of aloe vera and sunscreen, and I still have that big bottle. I don't even think I've opened it yet. It's such a huge bottle, but
you should use it. It's pretty effective stuff.
It does help 100%, but I'm not going to let that happen again. I'll tell you that for free. This is Rob Gurney, the first baseman, leading things off here in the the top half third inning, and he ends up breaking his bat.
Yeah. That one didn't last too long.
Nope.
Just hitting the exact wrong spot, maybe a weak point in it, and we'll have to get a new piece of lumber here.
Go cut down a tree, turn it into something.
There's lots out here.
There's a lot out here. A lot that are alive, though. You don't want to cut those ones down.
No.
There's got to be a couple dead ones in the area, though. A little bit of a different look on this bat. First one was a black one. This one's a little bit of a nice brown.
Yeah.
Nice tan. Speaking of tan, here's a bat.
Looks like it's got some tan lines
It's
on
got
it,
some
but it's
tan
probably
lines.
more tar lines than anything.
Exactly. 1-2 to Rob Gurney, the first baseman. And a swing and a miss. A new bat. Doesn't help. It's a strikeout for Bryson Leach, his third of the night.
Bryson Leach keeps rolling on here. Nice curveball there to catch the outside. And caught Gurney swinging on that one. Might be a busy night for the kids that are running the K's to the fence.
Absolutely. So this is going to bring up the brother, Owen Mayencourt. And he is the younger brother to Braden Mayencourt. Owen had 5 games with the Beavers last year. He's from Surrey, BC. Belted a pair of home runs and picked up 5 runs and 5 RBIs during his brief stint with Weyburn. So pretty good numbers for a short amount of time that he had last year with this club. More recently, he put the finishing touches on his freshman campaign at Big Bend Community College. And he hits this on the ground right to Marino, and the throw over to Turner in time for out number 2. But he had produced 25 RBIs in 31 games down at Big Bend Community College. So pretty good numbers there for the youngster. However, he gets rang up there by Joey Marino, and the connection over to first for Bryce Turner.
Good night offensively, good night defensively so far early on in this game for Marino.
Montgomery softly lifts this into shallow left center field, right in the no man's land, and that will drop in for a base hit. In fact, that'll be the first base hit of the ball game for the Beavers.
Yeah, just a little blooper just over the head of shortstop of Tylen Graves. He's trying to go back and make that over-the-shoulder catch, but just couldn't quite reach it.
Yeah, that's a tough play to make.
When you're looking over your shoulder and you look back and the sun's in the way, not easy.
So Joe Medill will step into the batter's box. He struck out back in the first inning. 1-0 the count. Again, the infield playing somewhat deep. In the outfield tonight, we got Michael Quick in the left, Elijah Hamill at center, and Charlie Collins in right field. They got, as mentioned, Marino over at third, Tylen Graves at short, Gavin Roy at second, and Bryce Turner at first with Reese Sherman behind the plate. And that goes right to Turner, but foul. So 2-1 the count. To Joe Medill. Ryan Dauphiny on deck should this inning continue. Hugh Montgomery over at first with the Beavers' first base hit of the ball game. This is fouled back as well. Now evening the count, 2-2. And that hit pretty solid up here. I think that might have hit one of the sweets. That sounded like it hit the sweet sign.
Pretty loud thud.
Yeah. Somebody got a baseball, hopefully. I wonder how many baseballs they go through in the WCBL. Yeah, like the major leagues is just something ridiculous because anytime it hits the turf, it's a dead ball.
Yeah.
But in the WCBL, they at least try to get as much out of it as they can, but the amount of foul balls that go over the fence on any given night or just whatever, like it's a lot.
Between that and home runs, just anything that escapes the fences.
Yeah, okay, so we just got word. This guy's like knowledgeable. So Calvin Bellows just let us know.
The all-knowing Calvin Bellows.
Yeah, he's the all-know guy. 1,000 balls is what each team has in a year, so 12,000 balls. And this is a throw down to second with a runner on, but throw a little off, and a really good slide too, and stolen base by Hugh Montgomery to get there in time.
He had a good jump there. It seemed like the throw from Sherman was a little late, but he had to stand up to gather himself to make the throw over. It was right on the bag, but just not quite in time there.
You know, and if it's on, Montgomery looked like he kind of might have overslid the bag, but a swing and a miss for another strikeout for Bryson Leach. What a start this kid is having. That's 4 Ks on the fence now of the night, and we will head to the bottom half of the third inning thanks to this guy right here. Boom. Why not another one? Up and delivery. See you later.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archive game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Bryce Turner going to lead things off here in the bottom half of the third inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as we get to the number 8, number 9 hitters of the lineup. Gulls lead at 1-0 over the Weyburn Beavers, and so far Matic Day has been doing a pretty good job on the mound for the Beavers. Obviously giving up just that one homer back in the first inning. That was the only hit, though, in the first inning, and then the second inning only gave up another hit, but it was a double play, and they got out of it 3 up, 3 down inning. So, yeah, I mean, otherwise, it's been a good start for Day as well. And Bryce Turner ends up cutting underneath this one, lifting it into right center field. The outfielders will come together, and Austin Boylan will make yet another grab over in right field. That's his third of the night. He's been busy so far.
Yeah, and that one, he had to run a long ways over. He was definitely getting a little closer to center field there.
We're noticing a lot of opposite field hits from these right-handed batters. The ball going right off the end of the bats, just with the way this curveball comes in, because his off-speed goes from the inside to the away from the batter. And then he comes in with a really hard fastball and says that Charlie Collins went around as they checked for the appeal down to first for Don Buskas, and he said he went around. And 2 quick fastballs to change things up. Grounds it right over to main court, making the throw in time to Gurney for out number 2. So Mac Day, you think you might have him figured out with the off-speed stuff, and then he comes in quickly and throws 2 fastballs right down the middle at you, up high.
He's got a pretty good pitching arsenal. He's knows how to keep the batters on their toes, that's for sure. And he's also inducing a lot of balls in play. He's 21 pitches, and we're potentially a pitch away from being through 3 innings.
Yeah. Gavin Roy back at the plate, the top batter, and yeah, you see that pitch come in? It just sweeps away from the batter. He's got it working for him. Good foul off there by Gavin Roy. Nothing but big smiles from that young man when we came into the ballpark today. We're about to head up to the stairs, and big old smile from Gavin. I think he's happy to be here. He's excited to be back at Sylvan Lake. He really enjoyed his summer in 2024, and he's happy to be back again for another stint, another run with the Gulls. Of course, that 24 team were upset by the Dogs in the playoffs after a record-breaking year. Thought maybe that was the year they were going to go all the way. And then, of course, the year maybe you didn't really expect them to go all the way, and they did, and that was last year. Mind you, they still had a great season, don't get me wrong.
Yes, just not record-breaking.
Just not record-breaking, so, but still had a terrific team. Gavin Roy hits this pretty hard. Center field going back for is Montgomery, who will make the catch for out number 3. So another solid work defensively for the Weyburn Beavers. Another 3 up, 3 down inning. And the Sylvan Lake Gulls will take to the field for the top of the 4th. When we come back, you're watching Gulls Baseball right here on FloCollege. Bryson Leach on the mound yet again for the Sylvan Lake Gulls for his 4th inning of work. He's had 44 pitches so far tonight, only giving up the 1 hit, 0 runs. And he's going to face Ryan Dauphiny, who hits this on the ground, 1 hopper, and Gavin Roy overruns it. And that gets away from him, so it'll maybe be an error to Gavin Roy as He was trying to track that ball down, goes off the end of the bat, and he runs onto it, and then it just, almost like it died in the turf a little bit, didn't it?
I wonder if it just changed the spin on it.
It might have.
If it just changed direction once it hit that turf. Because it looked like it just kind of got away from him at the last second, and like you said, they're going to score that as an error.
And that doesn't happen again, like I said, very often to Gavin Roy. But an error, nonetheless, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And you take a look at last night. They had 2 errors in last night's game against the Okotoks Dogs, and still managed to find a way to win that game when the Dogs had 0 errors that night. So, and that's just what the Dogs, you know, they do so well. They play a pretty clean baseball game. And so you have to play just as clean of a game if you want to have a chance against a top team like that. And, you know, Sylvan Lake maybe wasn't perfectly clean with it, but they were really clean with the bats.
Yes.
And they sent 5 over the fence from 5 different players. And they hung on for a nice 9-6 final. The Dogs did pour it on like they usually do later in the game, getting 1 run in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, but Gulls added 2 more in the top of the 8th, and that guy went all the way around. Sure he did, yeah, and they're going to call it. Braden Maincourt is now facing a 1-2 count here. With Ryan Dauphiny over at first. Reached base on a second base error. Ball swung on, lightly hit, just going to drop into the gap of shallow center field, and Elijah Hamill will throw it in, so that'll be a base hit for Braden Maincourt. Another looper that just kind of goes right over the head of the infield and drops into no man's land.
And that's kind of the downside about having an error to kind of start things out is, well, now Weyburn has a chance to kind of deal some damage back because of a little mistake. And the way that the Gulls were swinging the bat last night, it didn't really matter because they could make up for those mistakes offensively. But the way this game's going, you can't really make too many mistakes. It's a tight margin for error. And not like it was a mistake from the pitch in the first inning. It was just a well-hit ball. That's the difference in this game so far. 1 solo home run.
Well, and any team in any league, especially this league here, you you give a team a chance, you give a team a little bit of a break that might make you pay for it. So Sylvan Lake facing the most base runners on the night so far in this 4th inning. And this ball hit right up the middle. Gavin Roy's got to play for it, flips it to Graves with the throw in time for the double play. They make it look so easy. That was just a routine double play for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah, nice 4-6-3 double play. Nice ground ball to Roy over to Graves. He just taps the bag and flips it over to first to Bryce Turner and makes it pretty. If you can't get a strikeout, a double play is the next best thing. And now they've got 2 away with a runner on third base.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's anything that came good of that hit is that they did advance a runner 90 feet closer to home plate. As Dauphiny is in scoring position. Austin Boylan flew out to Charlie Collins his last at-bat. Both teams with a pair of hits now. And a good swing on that one. Good pitch by Bryson Leach.
Get a little help from your defense, and now you feel like you can kind of go on the attack again as you got 2 away at this point. That one came a little too far inside.
Yeah, that one nicked Austin Boylan, so he'll get a free bag, free base, just off the elbow.
That's why they wear the elbow guards nowadays.
Yep, helps definitely.
You don't really want to wear a ball in the funny bone, that's for sure.
Oh, that would, no thanks.
I hit it enough at my desk at work.
Yeah, I can do that on my own with not playing a sport. This will bring up Trevor Dale, shortstop. Takes the first pitch swinging. So he's one of the 8 returning players for the Weyburn Beavers this season. He goes to West Valley City in Utah. He was hitting 285 in 50 WCBL games last year while scoring 39 runs, 23 RBIs, and bashing 7 home runs. He ended up suiting up 94 games at the University of Colorado over the last 2 seasons, where he was batting .325, 109 runs, 93 RBIs, 35 homers, 11 stolen bases, and a .436 on-base percentage.
27 of those homers came last year.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes.
So he's coming into this season riding pretty high.
Yeah, hit 385 at the University of Colorado Springs.
Yep.
Pretty solid numbers, like you said. Good slugging percentage, obviously, when you hit that many home runs.
No doubt. He's quickly up in the count here, 3-1. Runners on the corner. Sylvan Lake just trying to get out of this inning unscathed. And he does a good job there, Leach. Finding the inside up high corner.
Worked his way back into the count.
Yeah, it's a full count. And a strikeout one more time for Bryson Leach when he needed it most. Leaves 2 runners stranded on base. What a great pitch that was to get a hot batter to go down swinging. Trevor Dale swings and misses. The Gulls coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th. It's still 1-0. Sylvan Lake leads. Michael Quick will come to the plate. We just had a hot dog eating contest, I guess, in the break. I didn't even know that was what was happening. I just saw it on the Jumbotron here at Gulls Field, but I was more getting excited because it's Toonie Dog Day on Sunday, and I was saying that's going to be a double header now here at Gulls Field. So does that mean that's Toonie Dog all day for both games? That would be all right.
You'd like to think so.
I wouldn't complain. Michael Quick down in the count 0-2 right now as Maddox Day wasting no time, and you know he's only got 27 pitches to his name right now, and we're in 4 innings. That's pretty good.
You could call that efficient.
That is very efficient, but he still doesn't have a strikeout.
No, he's gotten a lot of help from his defense, but when he's throwing strikes, like this is basically the most pitches he's had in that bat.
Yeah. And this is one of the few lefties that he has to face in the lineup. And his off speed comes in, catching the outside corner. Doesn't matter if you're a righty or a lefty. Maddox Day has been doing very well with that pitch on these Gulls batters and these hitters all night so far. It is just kind of freezing them right up. That was a great pitch. First strikeout of the night for Maddox Day.
There's that elusive first strikeout, like you mentioned.
Marino fouls it off.
Quick knew it when he saw it. He just knew that, yep, that's it.
Well, the thing is, you know, Day is doing such a good job with mixing up his pitches right now. It's kind of keeping everybody guessing. Is he going to throw an off speed? Is he going to throw a fastball? And there's a check swing. And they're going to check down. And they're going to say he went all the way around on Marino. I didn't think he did.
I wasn't so sure either.
Don Buskus has been, both times that he's been called down to, there's been a couple times now that he's called it going around, a full swing. But Marino says, how about this? I'll just drive it right up the middle where it came from and land it for a base hit. A nice one by the kid that got a homer earlier on in this game.
And just like that, Marino is 2 for 2 at the dish. So a pretty solid night for him. Goes right up the middle, just a couple feet left of that second base. Now we'll see if Elijah Hamill can help bring him home.
Yeah. A heavy hitter at the plate. Flew out to right field. Last at bat, Austin Boylan he swung like he was trying to get it to basically Rocky Mountain House. The way he swung at that, and for those fans watching, on Rocky Mountain House is to the west, which is to the right field wall, and being a lefty, that means you got to really turn on it. Well, he tries to turn on it, and he just hit a little bit too underneath of it, and it got caught up in the air, and it didn't really go much further than that. But he's playing with some confidence right now in that bat. And you love to see it. You knew he was due. Elijah Hamill had a little bit of a slow start when he came back into Sylvan Lake, but my goodness, has he found his stride. As are a few other guys.
A lot of other guys.
Yeah.
He can go up and down the lineup, up and down the bench.
And then, you're also missing the bat of Cooper Sazelski, and again, there's an update with him. He's, I think he's day-to-day still. We talked to him after that last game, and he just said, yeah, something wasn't quite feeling right during warm-ups there, so he decided to sit that one out, but doesn't think he's going to be too much longer. Like, he thinks it won't be a serious injury that he'll be having to miss a great length of time. So Elijah Hamill gets on to base with I believe that was a 4-pitch walk.
It was. That's the first time that we've seen multiple balls, I think.
Well, can you blame him? You got Elijah Hamill at the plate. I don't think you want to serve him up anything good.
No. not with the runner on base either.
No. But this is also another guy you don't want to serve up anything good. Maddox Shaver, the DH, leads this team in homers. He can hit a ball. Cuts over top of this one right to Mancourt, who will go to his own bag, trying to make the long double play throw. Missing the throw completely. Goes all the way back towards the Weyburn Beavers bullpen, and both runners will advance an extra base. So that'll be a fielder's choice with an error, I would think.
And all of a sudden, it almost looks like a worse situation than you had heading into this at-bat. You had runners on first and second. Now you got runners both in scoring position with that throw that was off the mark from Braden Mayencourt. But he gets that lead runner out, which is still important. Just unfortunate for him that it almost didn't matter. The runner's at third anyways.
Yep. So Graves now with runners in scoring position, just one down, looking to add to the lead here. And of course that off-speed pitch finds the corner. And a nice lone seagull is flying above Gulls Field right now. What a interesting sign that is. Swing and a miss on Graves.
Haven't really had the weather to have birds coming to games.
No, we really haven't. This many people in the crowd, though, I don't blame them. They're probably smelling out the French fries and the popcorn, the hot dogs. That one down away, and you could definitely tell, like, the hitters of the Gulls are definitely taking a little extra time when they're watching that ball come down the middle and then starting to leak away from them. They're second guessing if they need to swing on it or not. And Graves was really hoping that was not in the zone. Moved quite a bit on him. And he gets rung up there yet again with another swing and a miss. So second strikeout of the inning for the Beavers. And they get out of this inning, stranding two runners on base in scoring position. We'll be back with the the top of the 5 when we come back. Fans getting their money's worth here on this gorgeous Thursday night. But hey, if you want to take part in the fun, why not come tomorrow night? This is when it's going to be really fun. The 80s throwback party. T-Trail Golf Carts presenting it. It's going to be a time. They're probably going to be throwing in some good 80s. Scotty's going to wear his best mullet. And we'll have you right here in the broadcast booth. So we can't wait to see you.
It's not going to be a real mullet.
No, it won't.
I don't have.
Do you actually have a fake mullet?
I don't have the hair for that. I have access to a fake one.
Oh, you got access. Is it the same access I might have?
Yeah.
Aha.
It is.
Nice. But definitely come join us. Get your tickets online at sylvanlakegulls.com. We promise you there's room. It might not look like it in the club seating section because I've heard that those are tough to get, but there's a lot of room on the berm. And everybody that you just saw on your camera there don't look like they're having a terrible time out there. I'll tell you that for free. They look like they're having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Even on the berm. So
the only suggestion will be get here early so you get your spot on the berm because it's first come, first serve.
Yeah, and so, you know, you take a look there. Yeah, it looks pretty comfortable, cozy.
Bring your sunscreen.
Bring your sunscreen. Bring a towel.
Bring a blanket.
You can't bring a chair unless it's one of those low chairs that can sit on a hill, but this is hit high in the air right to center field. Elijah Hamill settling underneath of it, make the easy catch for out number 1. But back to the berm. Yeah, I mean, you can't have a bad seat in the house here at Gulls Field, no matter where you sit. Really, it's and then you got the kids zone in the background there on your screen. You can send the kids over there if they're getting in your hair too much. Send them away. We got volunteers watching the kids zone at all times. You don't have to worry about them running off or getting hurt, or maybe can't worry about them getting hurt because sometimes that can still happen. However,
kids are kids.
Kids are kids. You don't have to worry about them getting lost because there's always volunteers over there guiding them the right direction, getting them to and from. So come out, enjoy the game. Promise you'll have a fun time if you're in the area. It's supposed to be another gorgeous night, I think, tomorrow night, as long as the thunder shower part stays away. And tonight it is. So, roll the dice.
It's looking like we might have a stretch of a nice couple weeks of weather here.
Yeah, we might be okay. Owen Maincourt at the plate now for the Beavers, and he's quickly up in the count 3-0. So he's going to be taken away all the way here as Bryson Leach needs to find the zone. Gulls just still leading by a small margin, 1-0 over the Beavers. Beavers are hanging in there. And this is, I think, what they've been doing all season long to really good teams, right? Like, they're just staying in the game. And then they're finding ways to get it done when they need to. Another good pitch there by Leach.
There's a few ways to do it. There's ways that if you've given up runs, you got to claw your way back. And there's also the defensive side of things where if you shut things down, you're always going to be in a game. A swing of the bat and it's all of a sudden tied, or maybe you have the lead.
And a walk to Owen Maincourt. Second batter faced in this inning. And only the second walk that Bryson Leach has given up. He did hit a batsman, so I'm not really counting that as a walk. I'm counting that as something else. But I guess second base on balls that he's given up.
Worked his way back into a full count, but just unable to close the deal.
And might start to see a little bit of action start up in the bullpen. Nothing really serious just yet. Obviously, they're going to try to stretch Bryson as long as he can. I mean, we've seen him go 6 innings, 7 innings before. He's He's pitched the most innings out of all Gulls pitching staff this season.
And you can certainly see why.
Yeah.
He's been wheeling and dealing. 73 pitches so far, and he's in the 5th inning. That's pretty good.
5 strikeouts. Ball hit on the ground right to Tylen Graves. Flips to, of course, Gavin Roy making the throw look easy to Bryce Turner. And just like that, another double play for the Sylvan Lake Gulls to get out of this inning. Wow, turns into a 3-up, 3-down inning yet again as great defense continues to pay off. Well, we've been talking how the Weyburn Beavers have been staying in this ball game, and really it's greatly thanks to this guy on the mound right now. Maddock Day has been really wheeling and dealing just like Bryson Leach has. I mean, it is kind of a pitcher's duel right now.
It's been fun to watch. It's quick pace, lots of balls in play, some strikeouts happening. We got, 7 in total between the two?
Yeah.
And he's very efficient. That was his 43rd pitch. We're in the 5th inning. That's around 10 pitches an inning. That's an unbelievable pace.
Yeah, he's thrown much less than what Bryson Leach has had to throw.
And Leach has been pretty efficient
saying
that.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's got 5 strikeouts on the night. I can't remember exactly what his pitch count was when he left. I mean, we probably could tell you here in a moment, in just a second, as
74 pitches. That's
okay, 74.
Pretty solid for 5 innings of work.
Also pretty good still. Yeah, absolutely. Reese Sherman at the plate. He grounded right up the middle to second base. That turned into a double play. Yeah, basically Leach has as many strikes as what Day has thrown right now at 46 strikes that he's found the strike zone. And Day just threw his 47th pitch total. And Sherman lifts this in the right field for a base hit.
Good piece of hitting there. Another opposite field hit for Sherman. We've seen that kind of being the trend tonight for the Gulls offensively, and he just lifts that high enough over second base for Ryan Dauphiny and finds some grass out in right field to get on board, and we've got a leadoff hitter.
So Bryce Turner comes up to the plate. He's got the 1 homer on the year, and that came here at Gulls Field. It was almost a line drive home run that had enough speed and heat on it that just cleared the fence, and then he's got also 10 RBIs on the summer, coming in hitting .286. They're going to try to, and that's you know what? I love that. I love that confidence from Owen Mancourt, to throw it down to first. We don't see it very often. The Gulls catchers we've seen do it a couple times because they got good arms, but we've seen the arm from Owen Maincourt already, and he's going to catch you if you're sleeping over at first, not getting back to your bag to tag up in time. He'll get you. So good arm there by Owen Maincourt. He shorts the catcher. Turner hitting this into right center field. This is going through the gap and back towards the track. That's going to be a stand-up double. They're waving him home. Here comes the throw, and they got him. What a throw it was by the Weyburn Beavers as Ree Sherman gets tagged out at the plate. I was a little surprised when I saw they turned him at third, and they just absolutely threw that on the money.
The relay team worked that one perfectly, just getting it in the nick of time to home plate. And just barely, a good foot maybe, beating that runner.
Yeah.
But you kind of figure you hit it into the gap there towards the wall. You got a chance to round third base, but it's a gamble, and it's one of those games where you kind of got to take those shots because you need runs, and just didn't quite work out. But you still got a runner in scoring position with only one away.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because you could have had two runners in scoring position with 0 away. However, yeah, I mean, it's a 1-0 ball game. It's close. Take chances, and that's what the Sylvan Lake Gulls did. Wyatt McKnight thought there was more time on that play for Sherman to cut the corner.
If there's one thing that I was taught from a kid watching TV, take chances, make mistakes by Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus.
Yeah, what a show that was. That was a good show.
That was very good. Funny, educational.
Yeah. Can't go wrong. Good old cartoons back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That takes me back. Collins with a little bit of a half swing check on that. Fouls it off.
Back when the teachers had to roll out the TV cart.
Yeah. Oh, and that cart was wheeling into the classroom. You knew it was going to be a great day. You just knew. You're like, oh, yeah, nothing's getting done today, boys. That was the best.
Yeah.
The old VHS, too. Collins on the ground. Couple hopper to Maincourt, who makes a beaming throw over to first in time.
Made sure to look off Bryce Turner over at second base. Make sure he's going to stay put there.
Yeah.
Don't want him to advance another base.
I mean, a great recovery by the Weyburn Beavers after giving up back-to-back hits, one being a double and then getting that first out. That was huge. That kind of was the turning point in this inning for Weyburn to kind of slow things down a little bit. Now they're just one out away, and Gavin Roy at the plate with a runner at second. Back to the top of the batting order we go. Another favorite that when I was really little was Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh, yeah.
That was a classic. Caillou. I watched some Caillou, too.
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. Oh, Bob the Builder. I was a huge Bob the Builder fan. I had Bob the Builder.
Pajamas? Because I had those.
I don't know if I might have had the pajamas, but I also had the toys.
Yes. Yep.
And I've pretended that I was Bob the Builder.
I had Scoop.
Scoop. I had Scoop too.
The yellow tractor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was cool. Oh, now we're getting carried away. My goodness.
We're just
talking about
Bob the
cartoons.
Builder lore, and it's
yeah, we're getting into it now.
It's not even a blowout game.
Yeah. This isn't Tuesday night, Scott. We haven't been here for 4 hours. That was a late one. I gotta look into it. I don't know where I can find it, but there's a strike taken all the way by Gavin Roy. I gotta say that night on Tuesday night had to have been close to a franchise record for the longest game here at Gulls Field. It had to have been. Had to be close because I only can recall one other game that's gone past midnight. And this is hit high in the air, but it's gonna stay in play and well in play for Braden Maincourt to make the play on it. So after a couple hits given up, the Weyburn Beavers find a way to recover, settle things down, and retire the side to keep it just a 1-0 game. They'll come to the bats when we head to the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Gulls baseball right here on FloCollege as the Weyburn Beavers try to maybe play a little small ball to start this inning to get on base and try to get something going, because so far no one has been able to really crack Bryson Leach on the mound, who's in this one for his 6th inning of work.
Yeah, went off the right hand, the throwing hand of Reese Sherman behind the plate, so he's kind of trying to shake that one off as well.
Ouch.
But like you said, the Beavers trying to get something going because they haven't really had much. They've had 2 hits so far and had an error to get on base, but a couple walks as well. But other than that, hasn't really been too threatening yet.
The Beavers have been damned.
They have.
Joe Maddle at the plate. 1-1 the count. And he fouls it back. And that pitch working for Bryson Leach. 1-2. Somebody upset that that didn't get through that net.
Yeah, you could hear it. It was right at me.
Yeah. I love it. I don't know if that was somebody from our media booth or if that was a suite holder. It looked like that could have been going right towards the middle of the booth here. But
yeah.
Joe Maddle, even count, 2-2. And a broken bat on the plate of Gavin Roy, who will make the catch and then get the throw there just in the nick of time. Great display of speed by Joe Maddle. Made that a lot closer than I think the Gulls wanted.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird play. Broken bat finds its way over to, the ball finds its way to Gavin Roy. And he kind of makes it look routine, but he turned on the jets there. Like, you could see he was partway up the baseline, that being Joe Maddle, and then he threw it into high gear and made it a real close play at first.
Well, you could kind of see that Gavin Roy was just nonchalant making the catch, and then once he looked over his shoulder and saw where the runner is, he quickly was like, oh boy, I got to throw this thing. And he did a good job to get it there to Bryce Turner in time for out number 1. But a broken bat can really kind of throw probably an infielder off a little bit with that ball. It doesn't give a clean read of that ball coming off the bat.
Not quite sure how fast it's coming, and we've seen earlier in the game the spin on the ball once it bounces. It kind of caught him up the last time. This time it didn't, but there's a few things at play.
0-2 to Dauphiny. That one, he's not going after something like that anytime soon. Bryson Leach and Sherman try to catch him swinging at a lot of air on that play. And why not? Strikeout number 6 for Bryson Leach, continuing to have himself a night. That is why he's still in this game, right there.
Yeah, he's been able to find the strike zone time and time again, and it's not like it was too long since his last strikeout. It was the 4th inning, and it's how we got out of the 4th inning, but it had been a little bit since his last one, and he's the 1st inning, the 3rd inning, he had 2 strikeouts in them.
Yeah,
so maybe he'll do that again here.
And you just saw the fence there, the K fence, and only one of those strikeouts was looking.
That second one of the game.
Ooh, and he comes inside on that one. That really tripped up Braden Maincourt. He dropped his bat and everything. That just missed him.
Really brush him off the plate there.
He almost went right over Tea Kettle there.
Yeah.
One and 0, 2 down. And Maincourt lines this for a couple hopper to Gavin Roy to make the throw to Turner one more time for another 3-up, 3-down inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They'll come to the bats at the bottom of the 6th when we come back. I'll take nights like this any day of the week, but apparently it's not the same case in Regina tonight. As we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, Regina Red Sox and the Saskatoon Berries, unfortunately, again, another postponed game, so they must be getting hit hard with the rain clouds yet again. Just what a summer it has been in the league. Okotoks Dogs, I don't know what is going on here, but Fort McMurray Giants are up 6-2 over the Dogs right now in the top of the 5th inning, and then the Energy City Cactus Rats, after dropping 2 straight to this team that we're playing right now, the Weyburn Beavers, the Cactus Rats are up 8-1 over the Brooks Bombers. This is grounded out to Dauphiny, who will make the throw to Gurney for out number 1. Just like that. Another first pitch swinging by Michael Quick.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of ground balls over to second base last half of the inning, really, with a couple going over to Gavin Roy, and now it flips over for the Gulls that are hitting it to second.
The Okotoks Dogs have now dropped 2 straight games. They're in second place in the West. Lethbridge is on 8-game heater, and they've claimed first place in the West. And if Sylvan Lake can find a way to get a win here tonight, get a win tomorrow night again, they might be they might be leapfrog, or they might be jumping ahead of Okotoks for that number 2 spot.
The last time the Gulls were at home, which is just 2 days ago, they were 4 games back of the lead. Now they're 2.5 back, and it's a new leader that they're chasing, like you mentioned, the Bulls.
Yeah, Dogs are 6-4 in their last 10. And a swing and a miss for Joey Marino. So another strikeout there for Maddock Day. Wow, these pitchers are having themselves a night, Scott.
Have a day, Maddock Day.
Have a day, Maddock Day. Have a night.
Yeah.
Maddock Day. Absolutely. That's his second strikeout? No, third strikeout of the game. Yeah, I missed the other one there.
And still low pitch count, 66.
Yeah, getting obviously some really good help with his infield, the outfield. But again, it's because his placement of his pitches are making these hitters kind of, pop them up, round them out. No one's getting really clean wood on these balls. And not even for a guy like Elijah Hamill, who has been almost nearly impossible to slow down or stop lately. He's even been struggling. It's 0 for 1. He got on base with a walk, but then he got stranded over at third. And he gets rung up there. Thought that pitch was going to come on the inside. Instead, it stayed on the outside. That sweeping curve didn't come in like he thought it was going to. And yeah, that's a close take.
Yeah, that was a hard one to
I think
take.
even Elijah Hamill knew that. Oh boy, my heart dropped there for a second.
Might have got away with one there.
May have. Those have been kind of up in the air for being called. And again, another foul ball. 73 miles per hour. So they come in at you fast enough, but then you can really wind it up too with a fastball, even another 10 miles per hour faster or so, or even more. And that one getting out of the way of Maddock Day. Full count, Elijah Hamill. 2 down. Hamill looking to keep this inning alive. And that's up high, and for the second straight time, Hamill's going to take a walk.
Hamill's by far seen the most balls, and obviously that's a little bit of respect from the Beavers because they don't want him to deal damage. He's coming to this game and homers in 3 straight games.
We got our first pitcher meeting on the mound here by the Beavers. So I'm not sure which coach this is coming up to talk, whether that is Jackson Henderson, Avery Kirkup, or even Cam Williams. But we got some warm-up in the bullpen from my knowledge, and that's number 21.
Luke Popplewell.
Okay. Luke Popplewell from Ottawa, Ontario, getting loose. It's a U of BC product. Complete opposite side of the country, where he goes to school. I went to that university at University of British Columbia in Vancouver. It is a gorgeous campus. Right in the middle of the woods. It doesn't feel like you're in the city of Vancouver because it's as far west, almost as far west as you could possibly go before you hit the ocean. So it's kind of right on the edge of the coast. And it's all forested area, and it's something to see. It's a beautiful campus. I would go to that university if I could, that's for sure. So Maddox Shaver at the plate. 2 down. Elijah Hamill over at first thanks to the walk. Shaver got onto a fielder's choice, and Hamill got a really good step and jump on that leadoff, and he steals a base to get into scoring position.
By the time the ball was delivered out of the hand of Maddox Day, Elijah Hamill basically had the base stolen. He knew that he had lots of time to get there.
He was already halfway there.
He knew just with how long it takes for Day to deliver that pitch, he's got a shot. He's basically got a free second base, so he knew that he could take that opportunity right away and kind of force the issue, trying to get in his head now.
Yeah, good eye. Maddox Shea does have a little bit of a slow delivery. This is hit high to right field, who will be caught by Austin Boylan. He might have juggled it a little bit, but he makes the catch nonetheless. And that will retire the Sylvan Lake Gulls yet again. Only 1 run in this ball game, and that was back to the 3rd hitter of the game in Joey Marino. It's still 1-0 heading to the top of the 7th. So new pitcher on the mound, the first pitching change we will see, and that's Ryan Kusi coming in relief for Bryson Leach, who had an incredible start, Scott.
Yeah, Bryson Leach was phenomenal tonight. He started out red hot, getting a couple strikeouts to the first 2 batters, and he kept the ball rolling, ending up with 6 strikeouts in the 6 innings pitched that he had. He only had 2 walks to go along with that. 85 pitches thrown, a lot of them for strikes, 53 of them, so a pretty solid night for him. Only 2 hits given up as well, so Bryson Leach, heck of a start for the Gulls. He's got them in the driver's seat right now, up 1-0.
You couldn't honestly ask for a better start from your pitcher, and that was exactly what Sylvan Lake wanted. They got it, and against a rightfully so good Weyburn Beavers team. I mean, these guys are playing tough, and they got the defense to back themselves up as well. It's kind of going to, the way this game's going, it almost feels like who's going to make the mistake first, and that might be what's going to determine how the rest of this game plays out.
And the question is, did we see that mistake already with that home run? That could be, they could come down to that.
That's true. Absolutely.
The way this game has gone.
Yeah, that is true. And again, that home run was the 3rd batter in this ball game for Sylvan Lake. Like 3rd of their batting, I should say. 6th batter in the total of the whole game. So Anthony Cortez, the DH, comes back to the plate. He grounded out to second base. That turned onto the 4-6-3 double play, and he walked back in the 2nd inning. Again, great to have you tuning in to FloCollege, brought to you by Visit Sylvan Lake. Scott Stimson, I'm Cale Clark. Hope you're enjoying your night. If you're Weyburn fans, great to have you watching in from afar on the eastern Saskatchewan prairies. That is close to where my family's from, Carlisle, Saskatchewan. You would know exactly where that is if you're watching. So shout out to Weyburn, shout out to the Carlisle area and everybody down there as well. And a shout out to Ryan Kusi, who leads things off with a strikeout to pick up from where his starter left off.
You kind of know that's going to happen when Ryan Kusi comes into the game. He's just phenomenal pitcher. Him and Braden Stewart, you know they're going to come in, they're going to lock it down, they're going to rack up some Ks on the board.
Well, we talked about it back. He saw some action on Tuesday night, so it's kind of crazy to see that Kusi's already back into another game, but he's among the top leaders in ERA. I believe he sits second right now in the league. They don't have him, I don't think, as a leader on the league right now, but you look at his ERA, and it's 1.35. There's only one better ERA, I believe, in the whole league, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you can correct me because you got your laptop open right there, and I think I haven't had time to look it up yet. But
Michael Sal for the Berries leads away with a 1.29.
Okay, and so then that would make Kusi the second best ERA.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just probably doesn't have the innings pitched to qualify technically.
Maybe.
But guess who's third spot? Bryson Leach.
Well, Bryson Kusi's got 20 innings of pitched, so that's why I'm kind of confused that he's not in there. Gavin Roy makes the throw, though, as it takes a hopper to him, and that will make it out number 2 just like that. But very, curious to know why Kusi's not in this stat right now on the website. It could just be just something that they're missing. Because, I mean, he's got a lot of innings pitched. I mean, 20 innings you think would be enough to make a case for it's being added in the ERA count.
It's the one category that they don't have a qualifier for that they should, because the on-base percentage, the batting average, the stats like that, you got to have 62 plate appearances. So you'd think there'd be some sort of innings limit as well.
Yeah. Regardless, this kid is something to watch.
Yes.
And you know, the Weyburn Beavers kind of getting in tough tonight, having to face these two strong pitchers on the mound that the Sylvan Lake Gulls are throwing at them. They're acting like they're playing one of the top teams in the whole league right now, the way the Sylvan Lake Gulls are throwing the pitching staff at the Weyburn Beavers. They're not making it easy.
But also, given this game, like, it's a tight game.
You kind of need to.
You just got to lock it down and get the outs.
Yeah, you absolutely need to. And you got to see these guys again tomorrow night as well. So how do you also, save some arms? How do you, manufacture these arms against the Weyburn Beavers? That will be really, time will tell.
But if you can use 2-3 arms tonight, that's a pretty solid start to the weekend.
100%, yeah. And you probably don't throw Braden Stewart in tonight. He was in last night. He came in to close, did the job. Maybe he comes in tomorrow night if he's okay and he's good to go, but you got other pieces in there as well. I mean, we see Trent Chavez warming up right now from what I think I can see. Or no, sorry. I can't tell. It might be 39, might be 35, might be George Hobbins. But he's kind of hanging out now in the bullpen. Full count to Trevor Dale. 2 down. Kusi looking to end it here. And Dale just staying alive. Weyburn, the furthest team that you have to travel for in the WCBL out east. Southeast corner Saskatchewan. And this is hit hard, deep right field going all the way back. This, I believe, just tied the ball game. That is gone. Trevor Dale just ties the ball game with a solo homer himself. And this game is interesting right now. Wow. A 2-out, full count homer by Trevor Dale.
Yeah, you're one pitch away from getting out of the inning and pretty quickly, and that ball just kept carrying, and a good swing on it. And again, an opposite field home run. A couple times that we've seen it in this game. Charlie Collins is going back, but it's over the fence, and like you said, tie ball game. It's brand new on here in the top of the 7th.
His 3rd home run of the season, and it's a big one at that, giving the Weyburn Beavers some life. Because up until that point, it didn't look like the Beavers had anything going on offensively. It really didn't.
No, they had
only
2 hits prior.
Yeah, 2 hits.
2 walks.
So, wow. That was timely and late in the game. 7th inning, that was the time to do it. And this ball hit up the middle, and it's going to land for a base hit. So a little bit of that momentum now that you're starting to see turn into good things for the Weyburn Beavers.
And you can see why they keep themselves in games. They kept it close, only down by 1. They get the long ball. It's a tie game. Now you got a runner on and late 2-out rally. Can see why they're a very competitive team in this league.
Wow. And you know what? I love to see it because I feel for Weyburn fans. I feel for the Beavers. They haven't been in the postseason since 2019. And that was the last time they were a winning team. I mean, you take a look at their record last year, and it was 16-40. They're only 5 wins away from tying that record for the most wins that they had last year. They're currently 11-13. So
it's a good turnaround season for them.
Yeah.
And you mentioned they got quite a few guys coming back from last season as well, so that's going to help.
8 that I counted. There could be more. I'm pretty sure I could only count 8, but yeah, I mean, good for them. And they're only a -44 differential heading into tonight's matchup as well, which isn't crazy by any means. There's a lot worse out there in the standings right now. There's a -99. That's the Swift Current 57s. There's a -98. That's the Brooks Bombers. -91, Fort McMurray. Lethbridge Bulls are +45. Say he checked his swing, did not go all the way around. Oh, in main court, full count remains. So Ryan Kusi came in, started off hot. Strikeout, ground out, and then the homer, and then a base hit. Now he's facing a full count here, and it's hit right on the ground to Gavin Roy for a routine ground play, and he'll make it to Turner in time to get out of this inning. But this game, ladies and gentlemen, it is now officially tied thanks to the solo homer and shot by Trevor Dale. The Gulls looking to regain the lead. It's the 7th inning stretch when we come back. The Weyburn Beavers will turn to the giant on the mound, Luke Popplewell, getting his first taste of summer baseball this year in Weyburn, as he has yet to play an inning or even a throw, and he is a tall glass of water, Scott.
6'6", 250 pounds, 215.
Yeah,
not 250. He's not quite that big, but
like he's a tank.
He's
still a tank.
He's got some speed. He's got a lot of arm, obviously. So we'll see what he has to offer this Beavers lineup.
Not gonna lie, I've been watching some of the warm-ups, and there's been a few that have been getting past the catcher. And like he's got such a long reach. By the time that arm comes back and falls through, it's already at the bottom of that mound. Like, it is lengthy. That thing comes at you quick. So see how the Sylvan Lake Gulls can handle Popplewell, who've yet to see him. He's got the bleach blonde hair going too. I wonder if that's a playoff thing. Kind of like what the guys in hockey do?
Potentially.
Or is that just his natural hair color? Anyway, this will bring up, I don't know why I'm talking about his hair color, but this will bring up Tyler Graves, who takes the first pitch for a strike.
That's how many stats we had on him.
Yeah, good start for Popplewell. Yeah. I mean, that is very bright hair. There's no way that's natural. 0-2, so he's settled in. The warm-ups weren't looking promising for him, I will tell you that. I was a little worried. I was like, there's quite a few that are getting into the turf and out of the way, but he's quickly up 0-2 here and working, Tyler Graves. And that's what I was seeing in warm-ups. So that's what I was meaning by that, because I was like, but.
It's a non-issue as long as you don't have runners on base. And if I'd assume he's probably a high strikeout, high walk kind of ratio.
Oh, ouch. That comes in and hits Tylen Graves, and it hurt. 87 miles per hour, and he is fighting that right now.
Yeah, that one did not sound great right off the hand, maybe, of Tylen Graves.
Ooh. And of course, there's some concern there, and that's a shortstop that you can't afford to lose with that hand.
And that's his glove hand as well.
Ouch. It's getting checked up by Rob Manka. Well, let's watch it in real time. One more time here. Oh, you don't even have time to get out of the way on that.
No.
Like, here it is in slow motion, and oh, ouch. All he had enough time for was to flinch.
87 miles an hour, and like you said, just with the reach that we see with Popplewell, it's coming at you almost faster just with how much closer he can get with that arm angle and that stride of his as well.
And you wonder how quickly that thing is swelling up too. And we're just kind of waiting to see if Tylen Graves can even finish this at bat and this game. They're going to have to throw somebody else in.
Well, I don't think we have to, unless it went off the bat, I don't think we have to worry about
I
that
guess
part.
Bat,
but finishing this inning, the game is, yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Forgot, guy does get a base. Can he stay out in the game is the question. I mean, at least he doesn't have to use that hand anytime soon unless he's got to maybe make a dive, but you try to lead with your right hand instead.
Depending how he's feeling, he might have some time to figure it out on the base paths and then see what it feels like come the next inning.
Catching it now, tune in. This is what happened. Tylen Graves took an 87 mile per hour fastball right to the hand. And the most sensitive part of one of the most sensitive parts of your body, really. Like, I can't imagine.
And one of the most important parts for a baseball player, because you need it to hold a bat, you need it to hold a glove or throw.
Yeah, I mean, he's still hanging out there, and Rob Manka's working on it. And it looks like he's going to come out.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to send, looks like Dom Juice is going to go over to pinch hit, or pinch run, sorry. Ouch. So that's not a good sign for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, as Tylen Graves in a lot of discomfort still from that hand being hit. Popplewell is first batter that he faces. He ends up hitting first batter of the summer too. So that'll bring up Reese Sherman, who had a single back in the 5th inning. And that misses low. Kind of hard to get a read on Popplewell. I'm trying to show the guy some respect, but he has kind of been thrown everywhere, hasn't he? He's hitting, he's missing, and then when he's missing, he's missing.
When he's on, he's on. When he misses, it's
quite a miss. hard to kind of get a read on a guy like him right now. It's early, obviously. Only 6 pitches in. Just give him some time to dial it in here.
And you think about it mentally for him too. Like, that's not easy to just come back and start throwing pitches again, because it's not what you don't want to injure a guy.
No,
you don't want to hit a guy anyways.
Nope,
but
you're never purposely doing that. Good pitch there. Had Sherman out on it. 2-2 and off speed there a little bit.
yeah, it looked like that kind of tied him up with the timing there, expecting that to be quite a bit faster. That's a chirp from the fans there.
Yep.
He got one.
Poor Don Buskus. Finally gives the batter a favorable call there. Full count to Sherman. And he goes down watching. Thought that was a ball, but it gets called a strike, gets rang up. And let's take a look at it again here. Yeah, that's a great pitch there by the newcomer, Luke Popplewell.
Paints the inside corner. Sherman thought it was a little more inside than that, but there's the first strikeout there for Popplewell.
So Bryce Turner steps in. He had that double back in the 5th inning, and he flew out to the right fielder. So see what he's got here in the bag. Weyburn Beavers tied 1-1 with the Sylvan Lake Gulls on this Thursday night evening. Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. Beauty of a night, beauty of a ball game. Great pitching. That's why it's a low-scoring game right now. We've seen Weyburn's games. They have gotten to some high-scoring games, double digits. They win 10-9 last night. And they come in tonight, and it's just been all defense.
Quite a few double plays tonight as well. Quite a few strikeouts.
Yeah.
And considering that each team has an error as well, and it hasn't cost them.
And Bryce Turner takes the 3-1 count, gets a walk with a 4th ball. So runners at 1st and 2nd with only 1 down, and that will prompt a little meeting on the mound here for the Weyburn Beavers. While we do that, I will take a quick peek at, I'm curious to see what Weyburn's schedule has been like, and I'm looking at the scores right now. One of their lowest games scored was a 4-2 game on June 24th against the Regina Red Sox, and then also against the Swift Current 57s, but then that got into a weather delay, so never actually ended up finishing that game. Otherwise, they played Regina on June 12th, and that was only a 2-0 win against Regina. So other than that, that is like this is the lowest scoring game that they have been in.
It's a pretty tight margin, and after that, well, not after, during that meeting, we had a look in the bullpen. Gunnar Ferguson is warming up for the Beavers currently because there's runners on, and had a hit by pitch, then a walk already. So control maybe a bit of a concern for the Beavers coaching staff.
So this is a little bit, you heard a little bit of an ovation there while you're talking, Scott. That's because John Boy Rittenhouse has been announced to be a pinch hitter coming in for Charlie Collins. So Gulls changing things up a little bit as well here in the offensive side of things. And you know John Boy, he can hit a ball. He likes to come into big moments too. And this is the guy that likes to do it when it matters the most.
I was curious if there's going to be another move, if that was going to be just defensively, because obviously Tylen Graves no longer in this game. Dom Juicy came in, and they're not the same positional players, so Rittenhouse is a guy who can come in and play on the infield.
Yeah, Juicy normally a center fielder, so wondering if they're shifting the center fielder over, but ground to 3rd, and they get the leadoff runner in Dom Giusti, but a fielder's choice for John Boy Rittenhouse. As this ball was hit right on the ground to Braden Maincourt, and he had to tag up his own base before making the throw. Couldn't quite get it there in time.
And it wasn't quite gathered either by Gurney, as it was kind of bobbled at the end. So it might not have mattered anyways, but they, like you said, get that lead runner now 2 away. See if Gavin Roy can deal some damage.
So Gavin Roy, pretty sure was one of the home run hitters last night. Or no, my apologies, he wasn't. It was Hopkins. John Boy Rittenhouse was the other one. But Gavin Roy, third game since coming back into the lineup. So far has 1 RBI on his 1 hit. So here's a guy that you know can swing a bat and is just bound to go off eventually. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time to get back settled in with your club, but I won't be surprised that he starts getting things going here quick, and this could be a great time for him to do so. Obviously, now up in the count 3-0. Probably going to be taken all the way on this one with 2 outs. Michael Quick on deck. And that comes down the middle. In the zone. 3-1. 1-1 game. Gulls looking to regain the lead. 2-out rally. Gavin Roy at the plate somehow.
Yeah, that was a misplay there from Peter Wall. Didn't quite have the right count in his head.
Yeah, he thought that was a strikeout. He kind of might have got a little dramatic with the call there, and I mean that was outside by a lot too.
I
so
didn't think it was a strike. It definitely wasn't a strikeout.
No, it was definitely not a strikeout, but even a strike that was questionable. And this one gets past the catcher, and both runners will easily advance an extra base, and that will put on Gavin Roy to first. So it is a bases loaded situation for a guy that did hit one over the fence yesterday, and that is Michael Quick.
Yeah, that one just got away from Popplewell as well as Maincourt. But here's a chance here for Quick. You just got to find some grass somewhere. Don't have to go deep either.
No.
A single could score 2 depending where you put it.
Put it in play if you can, or out of play in the best way possible for Michael Quick.
But you could also watch your run come in as well if you have some patience.
Yep. We've seen that a few times this year at Gulls Field.
Strangest one had to have been against the Giants when we saw 16 straight balls. That was an interesting scenario. Just 4 straight walks.
Yeah, same pitcher did it all to himself too. 16 straight balls. Yeah, that was weird. And that will also do it, the trick, as Michael Quick literally takes one for the team to add another run on the scoreboard, and the Gulls regain the lead.
Maybe not how he wrote it up, but you'll take the run however you can get them in this game, as they're coming at a premium, and that one just off the front of the foot, or the side of the foot, I guess, as he's still feeling it over at first base. But that's going to be the end of Popplewell's night, as he's struggled with a little bit of control issues. Got 2 outs though.
We'll let this new pitcher come in. We'll take a break and step aside. Be back with the rest of the bottom of the 7th when we come back. New pitcher on the mound now for the Weyburn Beavers, and this is number 4, Gunnar Ferguson. See if he's got a gun on him. Thorndale, Texas kid, goes to Eastern New Mexico University. And I'd say he's got a pretty good arm on him. 87 mile per hour fastball. That last pitch just recorded. So he's got 2 outs, but he's got also bases loaded behind him, with Joey Marino stepping up to the plate and then a dangerous Elijah Hamill right after him. So I think if you're him, you want to put out this batter before the big guns get up to the plate. Joey Marino and both Elijah Hamill did get some words in their ear in the break there from head coach Matt Hape, the manager of the team. So curious to see what he maybe said to these guys. Maybe be patient with it. Maybe don't try to swing, force anything, because bases are loaded. Let's keep this inning going as much as we can. Make the pitcher earn it. And maybe that's what he's saying. I don't know. I'm assuming.
It's not an easy scenario to come in as a pitcher. Sure, you only need 1 out, but you can't make a mistake. That's kind of lingering.
And Marino likes it, hits it well, right field, going all the way back, and it's going to be caught with good wheels and a great catch by Austin Boylan to retire the side with a bases loaded situation. They just give up the 1 run, and that's thanks to, a hit batsman in Michael Quick to allow Bryce Turner to come in to score. So the Gulls go back up by 1, but that's it. Weyburn coming to bat at the top of the 8th when we come back.
Pretty full house tonight here at Gulls Stadium. 1,590 people enjoying some sunlight here just outside of Sylvan Lake. It's a beautiful night, isn't it, Cal?
Sure is. A lot of Ks on that fence as well.
Yep.
Good amount. I guess not a lot, but 7 Ks on the night. Good pitching from the pitching staff so far for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And looks like this is going to still be Ryan Cousy on the mound for the Gulls, coming back in. And I'm just trying to catch up because there's been a lot of changes in the outfield and in the infield. So let's make these changes once we see this first pitch, and it's going to be a called strike. So out in the outfield, Elijah Hamill now moves over to left field. At center, Dom Juicy goes in, and then Michael Quick, who was originally in left field, will now make his way to right field. So then you go to bring it to the infield. Over at third, John Boy Rittenhouse is there. Gavin Roy slides from second base to shortstop, because we know that he can play that position. And then over at second base, it's Joey Marino, and then Bryce Turner stays at first. And Reece Sherman still behind the plate. So pretty much a lot of moving pieces on the field right now. And a great pitch there by Ryan Cousy with the off speed, a little bit of a sweeping curve. Yeah, so lots of moves being made. But what's necessary, because unfortunately the Gulls are missing their shortstop, Tylen Graves, after getting hit on the hand in that last inning. And so we'll have to keep our eye on that. Hopefully it's nothing serious, because that would be a huge loss to the Sylvan Lake Gulls shortstop. Hugh Montgomery hits this well into right center field, finds the gap, and will land it for a base hit to lead things off here in the top half of the 8th inning. Weyburn not going anywhere.
No, they're not. They're staying in counts, and that one came off the bat pretty hot and kind of died pretty quickly. But again, start off the inning and a leadoff single. Now you're gonna unless you throw some strikeouts, you're going to need some help from your defense here.
Joe Medill at the plate now. On the ground to Rittenhouse, makes the throw to Marino over to first and not in time. The wheels of Joe Medill getting there to beat out the double play. That is some good hustle by the left fielder.
Yeah, they had a good shot at it, hit right to Rittenhouse, and he turns it over quickly to Marino, and he just not quite in time to get it to Bryce Turner, but get the lead runner away anyways.
One of the longest double plays you got to make, the 5-4-3. But it does not work out. A fielder's choice to Joe Medill, who gets on. Ryan Dauphney now at the plate. Hits it foul back into the parking lot. Foul ball brought to you by Clearview Glass. In case you didn't hear me, the crowd's got it. One to one the count now to Dauphney. Second baseman reached on base due to an error back in the fourth inning. And he struck out his last at bat in the sixth. He's down in this count, 1-2. Bullpen still staying somewhat active, but Ryan Cousy, obviously Gulls hoping to get at least another inning out of him. And that's just fouled off to stay alive for Dauphney. Goes down to one knee and everything there.
Might have caught himself on the foot there with that foul ball.
Yeah, that one stung him. He's getting a little bit of a word from his coach. Got to shake it off and get a little bit of extra time here, I think, to reset on this play. One and two. Hit up the ground to Gavin Roy. He'll flip it over to Marino with the throw, and it's in time for the double play. A big one at that for Sylvan Lake to keep Weyburn at bay. The Gulls still lead it by one, and a great play by Roy, who's not used to being there, makes the play to start that double play, and the Gulls perfect it. Now a 2-1 lead for the Sylvan Lake Gulls over the Weyburn Beavers heading into the bottom half of the eighth inning. Of course, Sylvan Lake looking to add a little bit of that insurance so that they can maybe go to the top of the ninth with a little bit more of a breathing room, a little bit more comfortability. And they're going to have Elijah Hamill lead things off here for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Well, you mentioned it in the last break, Scott, that There's 1,590 fans. Well, how about this? 50-50 got up to $6,790. Pretty good.
Still got time to buy in?
I don't think so. I think they just announced the winner. Otherwise, I would.
That's a big pot.
That's pretty nice. That'd be a good little take home. Buffaloes would be calling.
Can hear them stomping.
In case for those who don't know, it's an inside joke kind of between Scott and I. And Elijah Hamill hits this in the opposite field. Left field going all the way back. It's staying fair. Hamill's got extra bases. And they're going to call time as this ball found its way out of play. It ended up underneath the fence. And that's the second time that's happened this year, where it's kind of gone under that Joe's Optimum Equipment Solution sign, or it just kind of sneaks under the fence. Watch it here.
Hamill just kept that one fair, going on an opposite field down the line, and it just rolls to the corner, and immediately the left fielder, Joe Maddle, stuck his hands up saying, hey, this is out of play, and one of the umpires saw it and said, hey, let's stop this play here. Elijah Hamill, you're going to have to go back to second base.
And I don't think he would have got to third anyways if it stayed in play. I mean, I think the fielder would have been there in time to grab it and throw it, but hey.
That's the shortest throw you have from the outfield.
Exactly. But a great start off for Sylvan Lake, as Elijah Hamill's got a stand-up double.
You take a lead-off double anytime you can get it.
Well, he was the reason back on Tuesday night why that game kind of started to pull away for Sylvan Lake late in the game. It was a big home run that kind of got things going. They were only up by 1 then. He seemed to kind of help the Gulls get some life again in this late stages of the ball game.
Seems to be a little bit of that spark that starts the offensive engine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the sort of role players that you need in the lineup.
Well, out of 4 plate appearances, he's got on base 3 of the 4 times. 2 of them walks, so pretty good. He's, you know what, the guy can do it all, really. Maddox Shaver at the plate now, 2-1 to him. He's definitely been a little bit more on the quiet side as of late. And what I mean by quiet is, I mean, it's still not very fair to Maddox Shaver because he's one of those kind of guys that doesn't miss often. And so when he's quiet, that means that maybe he only had 1 hit that game instead of 3 or 4. But it looks like he got hit by that pitch, so he's going to trot down to first base. Let's take a look at the replay here and see where this got him. He was shaking his hand and
off the hand and then off the catcher, double ricochet.
Yeah, on the check swing there. And of course, head coach is getting an explanation of Weyburn, and now the umpires are going to come in here to have a conversation. As Weyburn Beavers head coach Cam Williams might have a case here and say that he was in swinging motion. And did he go around when he made contact? And no, they're going to say that it did hit his hand and that he is going to be okay to stay at first. So 2 runners on with 0 outs. Dom Juicy, his first plate appearance of the game since coming in for Tylen Graves as a pinch runner back in the 7th inning. Zoom tape, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a good thing there's a cough button up here.
Oh, that almost blew this whole place apart. That was a good one. Juicy with the bunt, lays it down the line, and it's going to be perfect. That's how you do it.
That's a perfectly executed bunt. Right down the line and slow enough that the third baseman couldn't come in because he wasn't quite ready for that one. The pitcher can't get there in time. Right spot, right pace, and it's bases juiced.
Bases are fully juiced for Reese Sherman. For Juicy, yeah, I love it. The Juice Man is what they do call him. And he squeezed every ounce of that lemon to make the bases loaded. Oh, 0-1 to Sherman. Reese Sherman had a base hit back in that 5th inning. When, man, would he like one now? He struck out back in the 7th, grounded out in the 2nd. Now, this is where you can't ground out. This is where you got to be careful because you don't. There's been a lot of those tonight. And then, of course, Weyburn doing a really good job of turning those double plays. You're hitting them to any of those bases, and they're more times than not going to make you pay for it. So got to make sure you got to get this one in the air if you're Sherman. He takes that one. 1-2. So Bryce Turner is on deck for Sylvan Lake, and of course after him, John Boy Rittenhouse are the scheduled batters to come into this game. There is some warm-ups going on in the bullpen. We'll get to him in just a moment after this pitch. And that goes outside for even count. So let's take a look at the bullpen. And yeah, that's number 9 or 11, sorry. And I had a great chat with this young man, Logan Lynch from Cartersville, Georgia. He likes to go, yes, sir, sir, hey, sir. You know, polite young man, polite young Southern man. I love it. Love it. And we had a great chat. First time being in Canada, he said it was an eye-opener for him. He said he couldn't believe, and there's a strikeout on Sherman. Talk about couldn't believe. Sherman couldn't believe that was a called strike.
Back-to-back strikeouts on Sherman that he got caught looking.
Yeah. But Logan Lynch, when I was talking to him, and this, again, we're talking about the kid in the bullpen right now for Weyburn, he said he was shocked at how great talent there was in Canada in this baseball, summer collegiate baseball league. He was very surprised when he came to Weyburn this year, but loves it. He's having a blast. He loves this field, loves this facility. And I asked him when he last pitched, and he said Sunday. I was like, so is there a chance you're coming in tonight, tomorrow? He's like, yeah, actually, I might be working the bullpen tonight. So we might see him come in tonight. If not tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him tomorrow night. And that one pretty low, but Turner, the crowd not happy with it. The crowd getting on Peter Wall. He's not their Wonderwall right now, that's for sure.
Not at all.
Getting a few boos in a tight, close game with bases loaded situation. Turner hits this on the ground where balls have been going to die, and it is a tag out at home plate on Elijah Hamill. So bases will stay loaded. They do get the leading runner at home. Great heads-up play there.
Yeah, you know, anything that has a chance, they're going straight to home to get that force out at the plate, and they got it there.
Well, this is a moment for a guy that loves big moments in John Boyer Rittenhouse. He's already got a walk-off in his name this year. He loves situations like this when it's bases loaded, relying on him heavily in a close game. Let's see what Rittenhouse has in store for us here. 276 is what he's hitting, 24 RBIs. He leads this team with runs batted in, so he's got a situation here where he can do some damage. And he, first pitch swinging, not wasting any time, fouls it off. Dangerous batter. And Weyburn, a huge, huge pitch right here, right now. This is a great opportunity for Weyburn to get out of something.
This is a pivotal point of the game.
Very pivotal point. This is kind of what it comes down to. I said there's a moment that it's going to come down to. It could have been that hit by pitch back in the 7th that regained the Gulls' lead, or it could be even bigger than that.
Find yourselves in a jam again and see who comes out on top.
It's keeping everybody engaged in
Yes.
this game, that's for sure. John Boy Rittenhouse up the middle. Line drive will drive in at least one. Now 2 more runs come in to score. And there it is. The king of RBIs, Johnny Boy Rittenhouse, getting it done. Go, Johnny, go.
Fire up the grill, John Boy Rittenhouse. Couple more ribeyes.
I love it.
Gonna come at a better time for him. 2 more to cash in. That makes it a 4-1 game. Those are the late insurance runs that you need. Clutch piece of hitting there for Rittenhouse coming into the game not that long ago.
Yep. That was huge. exactly what they needed. How? Okay, that one was a little bit more outside than I think what we've seen all night. That looked like I from up here could see it in the other batter's box. It went over the line of the batter's box. It was
that was a frame job.
It was in the other box. But Gavin Roy obviously not happy. Fans aren't happy with Peter Wall, who does not see Sylvan Lake very often. He's getting a pretty good greeting right now from the home crowd. 0-2 to Gavin Roy. 4-1. Gulls lead it. And Roy hits this in the gap to keep this inning alive. They're going to hold everybody up. Bryce Turner stays at third. Bases loaded yet again. Great piece of hitting there yet again, but this time by Gavin Roy, his first hit of the game.
Couple questionable calls made, and then Gavin Roy makes no doubt about that one. A nice single up through the left side of the infield and held up all the runners because it's a 2-out rally. You don't want to take too many chances. They were aggressive earlier on the base paths, but now is not quite the time. You got a little bit of insurance, and you want to build off of that.
So Gunnar Ferguson's night will come to a close, and that will bring in the very polite Southern kid from Georgia, Logan Lynch, warming up. We'll give him a chance to do so. We'll be back with more Gulls baseball right here on FloCollege. So there's Logan Lynch on the mound for the Weyburn Beavers. Again, he comes from Cartersville, Georgia, goes to Reinhardt University. And again, got talking to him about, Sylvan Lake. What do you think? Well, gorgeous ballpark, he says. He said, I'm not usually a fan of the turf mounds, like turf infield for mounds, but he said, I love it for my infielders because they get a true bounce. Like, absolutely. So, he's got a love-hate relationship with the infield, but he does like it, and it drains nicely. And we were talking about the rain because, of course, we were talking about, well, how's the weather here? He said, because Weyburn, we've been getting quite a rain. I was like, yeah, it's been the same here. we're getting quite a bit of rain. It has not been very favorable to us here in Central Alberta, but it has tonight. And so we'll see what this kid's got in the bag for Logan Lynch. He's going to have to face Michael Quick, bases loaded situation, 2 outs. Gulls have recently added 2 more runs to their lead, now 4-1 minimum. They're going to head into the 9th inning with a nice 3-run cushion, but still you would like to add at least another 1 or 2 because, yeah, innings can run away on you quickly, and teams can put together some runs in an inning in a hurry. 0-2 to Michael Quick. Logan Lynch with the 0-2 delivery, and Quick fouls us up, straight up behind, and on the Gulls stadium roof it goes.
Lynch has such a different delivery than what we've seen tonight. He's a true sidearm pitcher, and it comes in a little slower than we've seen tonight. It's high 60s, low 70s, and it's just completely different look, and it's kind of fooling Michael Quick a little bit. That's the first piece of wood he's got on a ball in this at-bat. Only 3 pitches, though. Kind of sweeps in over the plate, almost like a curveball.
Yeah, and it comes in slow, too, a very off-speed, 65 miles per hour. Most of the pitches tonight, in fact, all the pitches, I don't think we've seen one that has been in the 60s yet tonight. They've all been over 70 with the off-speed stuff, so this really slows things down for Sylvan Lake's batters.
And as a left-hand hitter, Michael Quick, it's coming in on your hands every single time just because it's coming in from third base almost.
Yeah. And it was funny, Logan Lynch was saying what a wild game it was last night with their big wild comeback against Energy City. Late stages, I mean, it was dramatic. It was, they were down at 1 point, 7-3, and then the 7th, they got 4 runs. They got 1 more in the 8th. So that tied it. They went up in the lead. This pop back towards the screen is a catchable, and it is. What a play! Behind the plate, Owen Mancourt bails his team out with an incredible diving catch right at the wall. Look at this. Hits the wall, and he still makes the catch. That ends the inning. Gulls have a 3-run lead heading in the top of the 9th. All fate rests on number 40 for the Sylvan Lake Gulls by the looks of it. They're going to be looking to Ryan Kusi to close this game out, coming in for his 3rd inning of work. Came back in the 7th inning, and Beavers got 1 run on him. And that was a solo homer. Otherwise, that's all they've gotten. They got a couple more base hits after that. But they had a 3-up, 3-down inning back in the 8th inning, and Kusi looking to close things down. That's going to be Braden Mancourt coming to the plate, and not the Mancourt that just made that incredible play. That was his younger brother, Owen, that made that incredible catch to end that dangerous inning that the Sylvan Lake Gulls were pouring on the bottom of the 8th. So Beavers down 3. Hit on the ground to Gavin Roy. And he'll make the hard, long throw. Kid's got an arm on him. for out number 1.
Yeah, good play there for Gavin Roy. Shades over to his right side and unleashes the cannon there from shortstop, as that's where he got moved over into this game a couple innings ago with Tylen Graves getting a hit by pitch earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly what Tylen Graves would have done. Picks up and fills in just fine. So let's bring on the DH, Anthony Cortez, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Or sorry, 0 for 2 on the night, my apologies. He did have a walk back in the second. I stand corrected. Fouled off. That just missed a little high. Nice pitch there, up high. That was a good one by Ryan Kusi. Even the count, 2-2.
That time he got the batter to bite.
Close game. Gulls doubling the hits over Weyburn. But it still doesn't matter. It's only a 3-run game here. And mind you, a couple of those hits, of course, 3 of those 10 hits coming in that last inning. This popped up towards the screen and over. It will go and land right on the stairs and bounce into the crowd. There's a nice catch for a fan. And he's trying to give, oh, he's saying sorry. Just wanted to save your life there a little bit. He's going home. He's pumped. He's going home with something. Souvenir. Unless the organization tries to strip it away from him. Because, you know, again, they only get 1,000 balls a year.
It's a precious commodity.
It kind of is, isn't it?
There's another one.
Hey, buddy, if you give me that ball back, we will give you a gift card to the Rough House store. How about that? Or not the Rough House store, the Gulls store. My apologies. Wrong store.
Wrong team.
It's my other team. That's a hockey team I'm talking about. Yeah, the Gulls store, the gift shop. Full count to Anthony Cortez, the DH. Hits it hard. Deep right field going all the way back, and it's over the head of Michael Quick. Stays in the park, however, and the throw coming in, so a stand-up double by Cortez. He got all that one. He barreled it.
Yeah, he got a good chunk of wood on that one. Opposite field, time and time again. We've seen it all game long, and it just goes over Michael Quick in right field.
And they're going to bring him off and throw in a pinch runner. So there's your pinch runner. Number 14. Dax Brown. So Dax Brown is from Oxbow, Saskatchewan, not far from Weyburn. That's in that vicinity right there, that area.
There's a couple hometown players for Weyburn.
Gotta love the small towns in Saskatchewan. Love it. Good old Oxbow. My family friend's mom is from Oxbow, believe it or not. So there's a lot of friends in that area. I know a lot of people in that area. Good pitch there inside on Austin Boylan.
Yeah, it was riding in on the hands, a tricky one to hit.
Boylan swings on it right back to Kusi, who keeps an eye on the runner, and a good job at that to still make the play. And that's how you do it, folks.
Maybe some flashbacks for Kusi from his infield days?
No doubt.
There's no doubt about that one. He looked off the runner saying, hey, I'll throw it wherever you want me to. and then ends up just going to first base to get that important second out.
I mean, and the funny thing is he would have had him if he threw it to
Oh,
second.
yeah.
They would have had him kind of in that, rundown mode. But just a good idea just to take
the outs you're given.
Take the easy out. Absolutely.
Just look them off from advancing a base. You did your job.
So this is Trevor Dale, who hit that solo shot over the right field wall, and that's what made things interesting, tying the game up, and that's why the Weyburn Beavers are still very much well in reach of this ball game. And he's got an opportunity here to bring themselves back to within one with one swing of the bat here. Good pitch there, but Kusi kind of freezes him up.
It's that inside pitch that's kind of been a struggle for these hitters. See them swing right through and then kind of froze them right there.
And this is lifted into right field. Michael Quick will make the catch, and that will end the ball game. The Sylvan Lake Gulls find a way to get the job done and hold off the Weyburn Beavers, beating them with a final score 4-1.
Team effort here from the Gulls tonight. They got a early run in this game, a home run that got the party started thanks to Joey Marino, and then zeros on the board till the 7th, and it got tied up from a solo shot of the Beaver zone, and then get one right back, couple insurance runs, and that's the ball game. Couple defensive switches as well in that 7th inning with that hit by pitch, but Tyler Graves came out of the game. But other than that, the two pitchers used a pretty efficient night. Bryson Leach and Ryan Kusi locking things down.
Of course, that is the one loss that you do take away from this game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Is Tyler Graves does go out with the hit by pitch, does not return to this ball game. Not sure what the extent of the injury is right now, but it wasn't looking good. And let's just hope it's nothing serious. I'm sure he'll get that checked out, maybe x-rayed later on tonight, maybe tomorrow, and we'll see if it's anything to be worried about. But it all started on the mound, and this is the guy that you looked at all night long. EG Auctions Player of the Game with Jared Waldo.
Here's the Player of the Game introduction with Jared Waldo.
Thank you very much, Joe. Your EG Auctions Player of the Game tonight, starting pitcher Bryson Leach. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Thank you very much, folks. Big win for you guys tonight. That's 3 in a row. Let's talk about the win here tonight.
Yeah, coming off that SAS road trip, we lost a couple games that, we thought we should have won, so it's good to get some good wins in and just stack good days.
Late night Tuesday night, then back in Okotoks yesterday, and then here again tonight. Just stringing it together against a variety of opponents at differing levels, but you guys are finding ways to get wins.
Yeah, I think a lot of the offense is starting to click together. It's always nice when you got a bunch of hot guys at the same time. Just you can get some good offense behind you.
The offense was hot last night with 5 home runs in Okotoks, but tonight yourself, you go 6K, couple of hits, 85 pitches. Tidy piece of business for you. Talk about your own performance.
Yeah, it's just when the leadoff guy gets on, it's just minimizing damage, just damage control, just trying to keep him off from scoring position and just try to get out as quick as possible.
Well, we had 2 pitchers on the mound tonight. That was all you needed, and let's see if we can do it again tomorrow night.
Yep, thank you.
All right, your player of the game, Bryson Leach. Bryson, congrats on the win. Let's do this.
What a performance, it was for Bryson Leach. Like he said, 6 innings of work. He only gave up 2 hits. He had 6 strikeouts, 85 pitches, and which majority of them were in the strike zone. So great night. Exactly what you want from your starter for the Sylvan Lake Gulls to give you a chance.
Yeah, very efficient night, not only from him, but Ryan Kusi, 49 pitches to close things out in his final 3 innings. And that's just a really solid game. Great pitching here from the Gulls that we saw tonight, and kind of what you want when you come back home.
One of those kind of gritty wins, too. It wasn't an easy one for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They really had to work at this win tonight against the tough Weyburn Beavers who just hung in there right to the bitter end. It was a really good ball game for both teams and both clubs.
Yeah, they came out ready to play. They got a clean inning to start things out, a couple strikeouts to start the game, and then they get a solo shot to kick things off offensively, and then they kind of took it from there. Kind of similar to last game. They did their job as the road team. They got the crowd quieted, and then tonight they got the crowd right into it right from the start.
Well, and then you also got to look at their pitcher. We sure saw Bryson Leach do what he did, but Maddock Day also had himself, well, a night. And it was something to watch as well as he kept this Beavers team right in it. Did not give the Gulls offense a lot to swing at and made it tricky on these batters. If it wasn't, he didn't get necessarily the Ks, but he did other things really good.
Yes, he did. He got a lot of balls in plays. He relied on his defense. That's why you play in front of 9 other guys out there. And he induced a lot of ground balls, a lot of fly balls, get the outs however you can. And he kept things rolling, very efficient. He was close to 10 pitches per inning, and that'll turn things over to your bullpen pretty late in the game.
Well, we're going to do it again tomorrow night because the Weyburn Beavers are back in town. A lot earlier of a night we had ourselves here tonight than what we saw on Tuesday. But you know what? It was thanks to, in great part, to great pitching. Of course, that was the only thing that we had to cheer about offensively for the longest time. And that was, of course, the solo homer from number 21, Joey Marino. But a lot of defensive effort that came into play tonight. Double plays, strikeouts from Bryson Leach. He was on fire. And then, you know, of course, the fans were incredible. They were enjoying it. More double plays were had. You know, it was just textbook stuff. We had a hot dog eating contest. I don't know how it went. I missed it. But a great throw from, obviously, Weyburn, too, to catch the runner there in, of course, number 17, Reece Sherman at the plate to get him tagged out. And then Rittenhouse, in clutch moments, does what he does best and kind of starts to run away with this game. So we're going to do it all over again tomorrow night. The Gulls win this one 4-1. For Scott Stimson, everybody at Green Onion Media, I'm Cale Clark with another Bird's Eye View. Good night.